What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally, and I mean literally, does not work. You know what? Kahunas. Big kahunas, Big kahunas. When you have big kahunas, that means you don't give a rat's ass about anything or anybody because you know you got big kahunas. I'm going to do it my way because I've got the big wables, big ones, huge ones. Damn everybody's opinion. It doesn't matter, and especially when you got plenty of money. When you got plenty of money, I remember Charles Oswin, who was the wrestling coach at my high school. I think he became the principal in later years. I remember he told us a story in class, and he said there was a young guy in there fighting for a parking space. Young guy swerved right in front of this old lady in a car, right? Swerved in, made sure he took the parking space from her, right? And he screams, "That's what you get when you're young and quick," right? And he said, then the old lady gassed the car and bam, smashed into the back of the other car, trashed it. And she said, "That's what you get when you're old and rich. Big kahunas. You got big kahunas, you don't care what other people think because they ain't paying my bills. I don't need you." And that, my friends, is Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones has responded to us fans that may be disappointed that we're not signing free agents, that we've lost players. Stephen Big Cojones Jones basically said today, "I don't think you ever win a Super Bowl in the offseason," Jones said. "I think it's a full body of work that you put together over time. And I think we'll be a better team. And I think we'll take the next step." I think. We got a lot of I thinks. I think. I don't think you ever win a Super Bowl in the offseason. Here's the problem. Stephen Jones, we could understand and believe in what you're saying if you had a proven track record. And I actually will say, Stephen Jones, you are truly wrong. Because it's not the Olympics that the guy wins the medal. It's not. Getting to the Olympics is hell. You got to do all of the preparation, all of the off-season training, the skill, the learning, getting everything together. The season is the combination of what you did to get there. To say that you don't win a Super Bowl in the off-season, no. But you plant the seeds for winning in the off-season. You understand? Does that make any sense to the rest of you guys? Or am I just crazy? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Because everything you do, because see, here's where I've got to say, Stephen Jones, you're talking out of both sides of your neck. You've said in the past, player acquisition is a 365-day-a-year job. Player acquisition is part of building a Super Bowl roster. You don't take time off and say, oh, we don't need that portion of it. All of it is part of doing it. I'm not saying that you need to go out there and sign every single free agent in the world, but you have to evaluate cost versus production. And you can't look and say, we're going to win a Super Bowl on the cheap, because you're not winning Super Bowls. You're not. And here it is, 26 years later, we're still going by what you think. Well, guess what? What you think hasn't won us crap. This whole thing of, because I'll be the first one to admit, if I don't know how to do something, I don't know how to do it. I'm going to go ahead and try and realize I can't do it. And then I got to say, I got to bring in somebody who knows how to. Now, there's been very few things that I found that I don't eventually find out how to do. But I hate to say it, when we were winning Super Bowls before, I don't believe Stephen Jones had anything to do with us building those teams that were Super Bowl teams. In the time that Stephen Jones has been playing money ball and thinking that he is the money man and annihilating players, you can't look at this and say you have a track record of doing anything as far as winning. We haven't made it to an NFC championship game. We haven't made it to a Super Bowl. So how is it that we are now supposed to say, you know what, we're going to trust in the process that is Stephen Jones? Now, you can go through and we can talk about coaching. We can talk about the players that we have drafted and where we've fallen down. You have to understand that basically you are taking about 25% of a possible improvement for your team by being able to supplement a good roster with free agents. So, I don't understand how he thinks that addition by, subtraction is going to continuously work. That as other teams, and believe me, not every team is going to hit on the free agents. There's going to be a lot of ones that are overpaid free agents. There are going to be a lot of ones that you're saying, damn, wish they hadn't signed that guy. But there's going to be some that are going to help other teams. And you can look at our roster and say there's some places that, you know what, maybe if we go ahead and get a guy that's a little bit better, we'll be in a better position to compete. As opposed to just saying, no, we're not going to take a chance on any of those guys. And herein lies the problem. You guys will say, well, Dak Prescott sucks. And instead of going out and getting a real backup offensive lineman, we'll end up getting a 36-year-old, journeyman and say that's good enough. Instead of going out and getting, some proven talent, we'll go ahead and get guys like a Gerald McCoy or a Dontari Poe, guys that are on the tail end looking for their last paycheck before they exit into retirement. And then we look and say, well, Dak can't do it. And this is not something new. You want to look at our problems? You want to understand where we are failing? You have to look right where we always do. Stephen Jones. The fact that he says, oh man, you don't ever win a Super Bowl in the offseason is the problem. The thing I try and figure out, and I do every year, and I'm not anyone to be able to say that, oh, I've got the winning formula. I'm not. I don't mean to try and say that, because I don't. But what you have to look at is preparing for the year. That's why in the off season, that's a chance where you can take it back. You can look at things with a different eye. You can figure out what worked and what didn't work, and you can start developing a plan on how to actually fix it and do things differently. And sometimes the smallest changes can end up netting the biggest results. I'll give you a great point, case in point right now. I just went out, about 2 weeks or so, because what I had was working. Okay, I wasn't winning the Super Bowl or anything. But I had over here 2 more arms that held the 4 monitors. The 4 monitors are right here, okay? It ended up being a wall. So it's literally up this high with the TV, the monitors. It worked. But the problem was if I've got, da-da-da, damn Gina or Braylon or E2 Blue or anybody else here, I've got a wall up of monitors and I can't see them. So I sat here and said, how can I make this work better, more efficiently, so I can see the bright smiley faces here? And it was, I got to go spend, another $80 and buy a separate rack. And guess what? It actually, it's incredible, because not only can I now see anybody who's sitting down here and carry on a conversation where they're not looking at the back of the television as opposed to me, although that might be a better thing. It works better because my cursor goes from one screen to the next, and I could go through and set it all up where I can just spin here and look at this one, this one, this one, and this one. Those are things that you have time to discover in the off season and figure out how I can get the pieces to fix it. For Stephen Jones to literally say something like that shows you where the real problem is. Stephen Jones is an idiot when it comes to running the team. And what you are seeing here, guys, is the beginning of the end of any hope we have of the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. So there we go, guys. That's where we are. Doing a little extra work here. One of the biggest problems I've always had is taking my show on the road, and I have a lot of work to do down the country, and having all of this here is great. It's great. Problem is when I'm not here, being able to produce and do stuff the way I do here, it's much more difficult to do it on your cell phone. Thursday night, we're going to be having a family affair of Rio, me, Cop Pizzle, and Philly 500 roundtable. And the problem is being in a motel, trying to be able to broadcast the link to StreamYard, as well as using the multicam app. And so this is where the off season, figuring this out. Check this out. This, my friends, is a second monitor that actually can attach to the back of my laptop here, so I can actually have the StreamYard there and have my computer software there. See, this is what you get in the off season. You have time to come up with solutions and time to enact them. When the season gets here, it's too late. Yeah, we're in trouble, y'all. I'm Mark Holmes, and thank you guys for listening. Peace.